This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Monday, the 18th day of July in the year 2022. I'm Gordon Mosley, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Another meeting of the Public Accounts Committee was called off this morning after the government members of the committee were all absent. A few months ago, the government used its majority in the National Assembly to pass an amendment to the standing order that governs a quorum for the Public Accounts Committee. For the committee to meet, there must now be 2 members from the government, 2 members from the opposition, and the chairman of the committee present. Previously, the meeting of the committee could have progressed with any 3 members being in place. Last week's PAC meeting was also cancelled when the government side failed to show up. Today, the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, opposition MP Jermaine Figuera, said it is becoming clear that as the committee inches closer to examining the spending of the current government, efforts are afoot to delay and slow down the committee's work.
Today's meeting would have happened if that concoction of the standing order was remained. Due to the fact that it changed, this is where we are. And 2 consecutive meetings, statutory meetings of the Public Accounts Committee has been cancelled because of government's failure to attend the Public Accounts Committee meeting. So we are basically handicapped from doing the work that is expected of us at the level of the Public Accounts Committee. So we're taken back by the government's posture.
Last week, Minister of Governance and member of the Public Accounts Committee, Gail Teixeira, wrote to the chairman objecting to a move by the committee to combine the Auditor General's reports for 2019 and 2020 and begin examining them together. The government wants the years to be examined separately, pointing to the period being after the passage of the no-confidence motion against the APNU-AFC government. However, Mr. Figuera said that with the committee already behind on its work, there is a need to do an examination of the reports in a timely manner. He said the Public Accounts Committee has merged the reports from different years and examined them together previously.
And this is just off of us combining the 2017 and 2018 years. So to say that these combined years is a farce, it is farcical. But moreover, she has raised some concerns where she claimed that due to the fact that there was a no confidence motion and constitutionally the government was to call elections in 3 months, things that are immaterial to the business of the Public Accounts Committee, which is the PAC is not concerned with those issues. We are primarily concerned with what is in the Auditor General's report, and those are what we deal with at the Public Accounts level. So all that the minister would have cited are irrelevant to the business of the PAC.
The Public Accounts Committee chairman said it is his firm belief that the government is seeking to delay the examination of its spending since taking office in 2020.
Well, we are convinced, we are persuaded that the government don't want us to scrutinize their spending. And that is why they come with all of these political tactics to stymie the work. Mr. Shearer knows full well that the Public Accounts Committee, even under under Mr. Carr-Greenidge's tenure when he was chairman and she was a member, they would have merged years to get the work done. Even under President Ali, as chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, we would have merged 2014, 2015, and 2016 accounts so that we could satisfy the work that is required. There's a bunch of backlog, and we need to bring the Public Accounts Committee up to date with present day reality. And we are working, despite of all of the challenges and all of the maneuvers by government to limit our work, we are progressing. And that is why we have said that we're going to merge these 2. But what we have discovered too, in the 2020 Auditor General report findings, a lot of discrepancies has been discovered, and we want this to be made known in the public sphere. And the minister knows full well of those findings, and she is trying to stymie the work by coming to say that she wants us to focus only on 2019.
The next meeting of the Public Accounts Committee is scheduled for next Monday. More news when we return.
How fast is fiber? Think fast. GTT Fiber has 3 packages with download speeds of 50, 100, and 150 megabits per second. That's fast enough to stream movies and music, to chat with Gran and Fran, to study, and more. What would you do? Upgrade to GTT Fiber today and don't get left behind tomorrow.
Guyana's development agenda will be on display at the Guyana National Stadium from July 22nd to 24th, 2022. Come and experience the new blueprint of future infrastructure and construction transformation with over 200 local, regional, and international companies. International Building Expo, a new frontier for building a One Guyana.
It takes 3 simple steps to apply for tender compliance. Complete the application form, attach updated business registration, and launch the application. Easy, right? You will get your tender compliance within 2 to 3 working days. This compliance costs $2,500. For a successful application, you must ensure you have submitted tax returns for the past 8 years and pay all outstanding taxes owed to the GRA. GRA, your partner in development.
Guyana is receiving more profits from oil production than ExxonMobil and its partners in the Stabroek Block. So far, the country has received over $700 million in profit oil and royalty. The royalty is paid by Exxon and its partners and is not recoverable.
As the Ministry of Housing prepares for the International Building Expo, which opens this weekend, the government has announced that it will be moving into the East Bank Demerara community of Great Diamond soon to begin the construction of 170 low-income houses. In a statement, the Department of Public Information indicated that 17 contractors will be hired for the job. The 2-bedroom single-flat houses will add to the number of houses being built for low-income earners in different parts of the country. More than 1,200 housing units are currently under construction in regions 3, 4, 6, and 10, targeting low and moderate income families as well as young professionals. Some 300 units were completed and handed over to families, the Ministry of Housing said. The Housing Ministry has also unveiled a plan to make more than 5,000 house lots available along the east coast of Demerara within the next month. Let's tell you now that Opposition Member of Parliament Amanza Walton-Desir has issued a call on the government to ensure equitable access to financial support for citizens as the cost of living continues to rise. During a public meeting at the Stabroek Square on Friday night, MP Walton-Desir said it is evident that Guyanese across the divide are facing hardships and the government cannot be selective in the provision of assistance.
What the PPP does is that they go out into communities and selectively dole out compensation so that they can set us one against the other. Because when you give the fisher folk and the vendors say, well, what happened to we? What they do is that they go back into those communities and say to them, you see, they ain't what y'all get. But we know that we are not against any Guyanese receiving aid. But what we are against is the selective distribution of our taxpayers' money. If you're giving one, you gotta give all.
The opposition member believes that citizens must start demanding fair treatment from the government.
It is foolhardy to think that you could create a society where you give to some, you do not give to the rest, and you do not create a failed state. It is foolish. And the PPP continues to demonstrate daily to the people of Guyana that they are foolish.
And declaring that the country is in crisis, the opposition member of parliament accused the government of creating an environment where citizens are going up against each other. She said that cannot be allowed. The government has said it will continue to monitor the rise in the cost of living.
We have got to wake up and we have got to recognize the playbook of the PPP. Divide and rule, divide and conquer is their mantra of the day. Under the PPPC administration, look, the lady at the market said, on the Grange, I will never suffer like this. Because the APNURC government was serious about a good life. Not for some Guyanese, not for Guyanese that look like me, but for all Guyana. We were serious, and we still are serious.
The Member of Parliament said the problems being faced by Guyanese are further compounded by the rising cost of living. She said the interventions made so far by the government have not worked, and additional measures should be implemented sooner. Walton Desir also made a call for public servants to be given an increase in their salaries to bring more relief to them. Police Constable Kellon Gilbert, who was recorded and had his image posted across social media when he fell asleep while performing security functions at the home of government advisor Harry Gill, has filed a lawsuit against the government official. Gilbert is claiming $5 million for emotional distress and violation of his rights. He accused the advisor to the Home Affairs Minister Harry Gill of video recording him and posting that video to social media without his permission to cause him embarrassment and ridicule. Gilbert had indicated that he was on duty for more than 20 hours straight when he fell asleep at the advisor's home with his service gun in hand. After the video recording made the rounds in social media, the police rank dispatched a letter from his lawyer requesting that the video be removed from various social media sites. There was no response to his request, and that triggered a lawsuit that has now been filed. The sleeping policeman also wants a public apology from the government official. Officer Gilbert is claiming in excess of $1 million for intentional infliction of emotional distress, or alternatively, damages in excess of $1 million for negligent infliction of emotional distress. He also wants the court to order Gill to pay him $1 million for recklessly or without due care aiding and abetting the public dissemination of the recording he made, and a further $1 million for trespass to the body. In court documents, Gilbert's attorney Husey Anderson argued that Gill's recording of the officer amounted to emotional distress, either willfully or recklessly. The lawyer said Mr. Gill knew that he lacked both consent and approval of the claimant to make the recording. Anderson said Gill recorded the officer in an embarrassing position, and that amounts to a violation of his rights.
Give me one dembe for my whole family. Their brothers to stay.
Baked with love and passion by our dedicated team of fine bakers, we give you dembe. With the same great quality you're used to, we now have a slightly new look. Here in Land of Canaan, we are ready to give you even more. Don't wait until you're hungry. Reach for a slice of dembe. Dembake, healthy, wholesome living.
Get ready for the most anticipated launch of the year. It's the official launch of Book a Ride, Guyana's premier ride-sharing transportation service. And we're doing it big with a concert you won't want to miss. Featuring for the first time in Guyana, international dancehall and pop superstar Jada Kingdom.
I can remember me did wanna hold up. I made it really just a something you know ready for. Go love the same way. Let's get married, done with the play.
Alongside soca sensation Nessa Pepe.
Red gal, whining, red woman, whining, red gal, whining, red woman.
Bollywood and chutney princess Savita Singh. With performances by C. Kush and Drew Tobin. Hosted by Gully Raz. All the excitement is happening at Tower Poolside on Friday, August 5th. Guyana will come alive. Tickets are $5,000 for general admission and $20,000 for the exclusive VIP. It's the Book a Ride launch concert on Friday, August 5th. You won't want to miss it.
Doors and windows, rooms and more. A brand new rug on the floor. Come to Republic, come to Republic. What a whatever you need, you got it. Come through and get your mortgage. Live the dream with Republic.
95 to 100% financing, 50% waiver of negotiation fees, plus one lucky person gets their mortgage paid in full. Turn someday into today. Talk to Republic Bank about your low-cost mortgage today.
Sunshine snacks, cheese balls. Grab a sunshine, double cheese balls. We a crunch on a cheese ball. Daddy nickel pick, double cheese balls. Sunshine snacks, cheese balls. Grab a sunshine snack, cheese balls. Stuff cheese in every bite, flavor in every crunch. Extra cheese in me love it so much. Love cheese in every bite. Grab a sunshine, double cheese balls. We a crunch on a cheese ball. Daddy nickel pick, double cheese balls. Sunshine snacks, cheese balls.
Grab a Sunshine Snacks Cheese Puffs today. More cheese, more flavor.
Get a chance to win a brand new Toyota Race when you apply for a home loan. Get pre-approved by applying online, in bank, or at the Building Expo. Apply now. Promotion ends July 24 and the drawing will take place on the final day of the International Building Expo. Here's your chance to win and drive home a Toyota Race. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
A new 150-room hotel will be built at Liliendaal by the Pasha Group out of Suriname. The hotel is to be constructed on land that had earlier been earmarked for the new Guyana Revenue Authority headquarters. A few months ago, the government allocated the same land to the Pasha Group as part of an investment package. This afternoon, President Irfan Ali joined the executives of the company and other Guyana government officials for a sod-turning ceremony for the new hotel. He said the government is pleased with the investment and the new hotel will transform the Liliendaal landscape.
This is private investment. Just imagine the type of demand this will create in our economy in the next 2 to 3 years. I'm not even going into government infrastructure. Let us stick to just what we are doing this week and understand the scale, the magnitude, the demand on labor, the demand on machinery, the demand on maintenance, personnel like mechanics, the demand for fuel, and for the government, the demand for greater infrastructure. Because all these projects can be delayed if you have to spend 3 and 4 hours in the line waiting to just get sand to come to the site.
And company officials said they intend to make other major investments in Guyana as part of the hotel project.
We plan to have an employment generation of around at least 800 jobs and maybe around 1,500 indirect jobs. So our timeline is projected to be around, it will take us maybe 2 to 3 years for this hotel to be fully operational. And by then we would need such kind of skilled people. And one of the reforms or one of the program schemes set up by government is Guyana Online Scholarship Program. And I think this will always help the youth of Guyana to get skilled in the next 2-3 years, get their bachelors, get their masters, and in time to come, they will have their job on their laps because they are already skilled in the next 2-3 years.
When the construction of the hotel is completed in the second phase, we'll see additional rooms being added to the planned 150 rooms. The Pasha Group of companies is known for major hotels and casinos in neighboring Suriname. 5 days after a 19-year-old West Demerara construction worker died from stab wounds after he was attacked on his way home, a 23-year-old construction worker has been charged and remanded for the murder. The accused, Keon Carr, appeared in court today and was not required to enter a plea to the murder of Chris Gaichan Naraina. The police report on the matter said the teen and his uncle were riding home when the construction worker Keon Carr attacked the teen suddenly as his uncle ran for help. The attacker fled the scene on an electric motorcycle and was arrested a few days later. The incident took place in Parfait Harmony and the cause for the attack was not determined. The accused was today remanded to jail for the murder. His next court appearance is set for the 4th of August.
Combo pack up, we feeling best. Sunshine stacks above the rest. There is no contest, is the best mix, so we feeling best. Best value to how you feeling. Ole cheesy, too much ripples and more combo pack of flavors galore, yeah. Combo pack up, we feeling best. Sunshine stacks above the rest. There is no contest, is the best mix, so we feeling best. Sunshine Snacks Combo Pack. Now with a new look and new mix. Grab your pack today. Best mix, so we're feeling best.
The International Monetary Fund has thrown its support behind Guyana's plans to bring down electricity costs through the landmark Gas-to-Energy project. This project is being supported by ExxonMobil and is expected to bring great relief to the people of Guyana through a massive reduction in electricity costs.
Get a chance to win a brand new Toyota Race when you apply for a home loan. Get pre-approved by applying online, in bank, or at the Building Expo. Apply now! Promotion ends July 24 and the drawing will take place on the final day of the International Building Expo. Here's your chance to win and drive home a Toyota Race. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Doors and windows, Republic. Rooms and more, Republic. A brand new rug on the floor. Come to Republic, come to Republic. Whatever you need, you got it. Come through and get your mortgage. Live the dream with Republic.
95 to 100% financing, 50% waiver of negotiation fees, plus one lucky person gets their mortgage paid in full. Turn someday into today. Talk to Republic Bank about your low-cost mortgage today.
Get in the game with Buster. Win a full gaming setup, Xbox X, gaming chair, gaming speaker and headset, or any of over 60 weekly prizes like Oculus Quest 2, Mini 2 drone, Nintendo Switch, and many more top gaming prizes. Check below for details.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyoil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, passengers flying with Caribbean Airlines are no longer required to wear masks while traveling with the airline. In a statement, the airline said effective immediately, masks are no longer required at check-in while boarding the flight and during the flight. The policy is in place until the 19th of September, the day that the latest public health regulations end. However, the airline is still advising that a mask be worn as an additional layer of protection. Caribbean Airlines says it will maintain a strict sanitization program for its aircraft and its premises. On the 6th of July, the health minister in Trinidad, Terence Thialsing, announced that the mandatory wearing of face masks in public spaces would end on the 16th of July. Face masks are still required at medical clinics and hospitals across Trinidad. Barbados has recorded its first confirmed case of monkeypox. The Minister of Health and Wellness in Barbados, Ian Gooding-Edgill, made the announcement in an address to the nation. The case is a Barbadian male who is in his 30s and who attended the Winston Scott Polyclinic with symptoms of a progressive rash, body pains, and fever. He sought medical attention at the polyclinic within hours of his arrival in Barbados. The patient was seen and assessed based on a history of recent travel and clinical manifestations. The minister explained that the samples from the patient were sent to the Best Dos Santos Public Health Laboratory, and the results, which came back within 24 hours, revealed a positive case of monkeypox. The patient will remain in isolation. And finally tonight, international news. Former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan has renewed his call for early elections after a stunning by-election upset saw his party take control of a crucial provincial assembly. His PTI party won 15 of the 20 seats up for grabs in Punjab, beating their arch-rivals, the PMLN, on their home ground. The result is a foretaste of what could happen in a general election due by October of next year, but which could be sooner. Mr. Khan was ousted as Prime Minister in a no-confidence vote back in April. The BBC reported the result in Punjab as a major blow for current Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, who leads the PMLN. His already weak coalition government's fate now hangs by a thread, according to the BBC. Pakistan is reeling from unprecedented inflation and energy shortages. Now political instability could spiral out of control. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.